calm down, cause he just wanna learn something, so I teach him something. I am the one that teach. Call me 10 wins and 20.
But before we get started, I do have to thank you because Jared, you lit some fires the other day on the 19th. Power got shut off in the morning on the 20th. But because of Jared lighting fires and me able to leech off of the library's Wi-Fi a little bit, I was actually able to get that straightened out. So to Bunny, and I don't know if that's your actual name or if that's your thing. Oh, Lockhovian, Steve McRae, Geo, Bullinator, Sly. I'm making sure I'm using YouTube names. Furball, Wolfie, Bo, and Reds. I was able to get power turned back on, and here I am. Good. Which will lead us into what's actually going on for the rest of what's going on, which is a real pain in the ass. I actually hit a low point a few days ago where I've pretty much hit my depressed state. And I've developed a very defeatist attitude. People who watch my community page know what's sort of going on and how I'm feeling at the moment. And that's why we're here. This was kind of thrown at me because I was at the point of just, accepting my fate and giving up and just being done with it and just be a homeless dude on the street at some point. I was all ready for that.
Well, we're not going to let that happen, man, at all.
Well, I was just wanting to leave that message as a explaining why I wasn't going to be around on YouTube or on anybody else's streams for the foreseeable future. Then Jared decided to ruin that plan.
Jared's an asshole.
Sometimes, yeah.
I could have told you that like a long time ago. That's why I stopped fucking with him. I don't have him on my shit anymore. Fuck that guy.
I can be an asshole, but you gotta admit, I get results.
Well, I will admit, you do smell like an asshole.
Hang around.
Yeah, well, it is 95 degrees and
Shots fired! Shots fired!
But one of my defensive responses to feeling down and depressed is to over-exercise my sense of humor. That's how I cope. I think it's a rather healthy way to cope for depression because there are a lot worse options that I try to assure people that no, I'm not suicidal. That's not an issue.
I can speak on that a little bit because I've been through the ringer myself, man, and it's funny. I was at an actual doctor. I was talking to my actual doctor, my family doctor, and he started asking me questions about depression, and I was just like leading questions, like, you're not considering suicide or thinking about killing yourself or hurting yourself or others, and I'm like, as bad as life gets, the only thing worse is not having life at all, not being able to experience this. This is the human experience. We all go through it, and it's hard, man. It can be depressing, but not everybody has suicidal thoughts, man. So,
I actually had the suicidal tendency back when I was 15 years old. Failed attempt, obviously, but dealing with that, it's given me an outlook on life that it just ain't worth it. The only people you're going to be hurting is those around you. And I can't do that, so that's not an issue.
Here's the thing about this. Suicide is not a solution. You have to outlive your enemies.
No, don't hide that, because that was, I actually found that kind of funny.
Okay, with some of the other comments that were coming through. No.
But I actually found that kind of funny, because that's actually one of the leading causes of depression for people that have what I have. That suicide's a very common thing for that. But as everybody's aware, I've come to accept it, and I've even embraced it in my humor. The only downside is trying to find a job really sucks, and that's the part that's got me depressed.
And that is also part of the overarching and far-reaching goal of this, and why, unlike most live hangouts on Red's channel, this one, because of the goal that was set as a result of myself, Shawn, and Red talking, it is going to stay up and available for a little while because, well, Shawn, you are still without a job, right?
Yes. I was fired back on May 5th, I believe, for being a half hour late. and it was a new assistant manager. He had a chip on his shoulder. He had to assert his authority to make other people fear him, and I was the easy target. So, been trying to find work since then, and you go in and do your application, you get your phone call for the interview. Everything's looking great. Interviewer's excited to talk to you. You go in for the interview, and you just see the look on their face. You just go, huh, and the interview just falls apart from there. And yes, it's all about discrimination.
Just out of curiosity, is there any place that's around you where you can do like telemarketing?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean,
you have a very good voice for, in my opinion, you could sell a lot over the phone. Easy, easy. I'm being dead serious. I used to do telemarketing. I'm not making fun of you at all or trying to be facetious. I'm literally saying that you have an amazing voice. I don't know why you're not in radio. Like, I don't know why you don't do a daily radio podcast. What, Sean? Why are you not doing a daily podcast? I would listen every fucking day to you, Sean. I would listen every day. You would get my money, my YouTube premium revenue. You would get it because I would listen to you because you have that voice.
Let him answer.
No. Why? Why not are you not in a fucking goddamn fucking radio show, Sean? Answer the question, but don't let me stop. Don't interrupt me, but answer the fucking question, please.
Hashtag me too.
Hashtag meat too. Shall I get it? No, I already ate that entire meat too, guys.
Anyway,
all 10 pounds.
I've actually checked into radio broadcasting here in where I live, and every station, ever since the guy with the golden voice happened, for those that aren't aware, there was a guy that was a homeless guy in Chicago, I believe it was, had an amazing voice, and he was stopping car to car to panhandle for money, and he actually did this to a radio producer, and he was basically hired on the spot for their station. Well, he of course had background issues. He had drug issues, and that fell apart after about 6 months. And ever since then, all the radio stations in my area now require college degrees in communications. Some actually require journalist degrees, and those are parts of education that I don't have. So I'm immediately disqualified from all the radio stations in this area. Otherwise, I would be happy to do it. I've not looked too much into the whole audiobook thing, but I have this little bit of a stutter. So I would have to keep recording lines over and over again, and it would not be cost effective, I don't think, because they don't pay you a lot as an audiobook reader.
Yeah, but Sean, I think you would succeed in the. Okay, I'm succeeding in this community. Fight the Flat Earth succeeds in this community. Red succeeds in this community. Jared's starting to succeed in this community. You could easily be. You deserve it more than most of us do. All you have to do is put out content. I would watch you daily, Sean. I would listen to you daily. Sorry, I see a solution. I see a solution for you, and the solution is more YouTube. Not that you should not have a job, but YouTube doesn't take that much time out of your day. With your voice, people would flock to you, Sean, just to hear your rhetoric. Not even kidding.
Well, here's the thing. You and Craig are very entertaining.
No.
You're intelligent. Craig's entertaining.
Ha! He's funny to look at. I'll agree with you there.
That's part of the entertaining.
We need to get that dude just like a rolling chair or something, so it looks like he's constantly just like rolling around.
Red has his rocket launches. Jared's just started the whole. He's got the Veterans Weekly on every Friday, which is really cool to see a bunch of people that were in the military to get together and just shoot the shit. It's actually kind of fun to watch, to hear some of the stories that come up.
Oh, I love it. Even when I can't be on the panel, I join I'm in the chat listening in. It's a great show.
The only thing I got going for me is my voice. I have to have a topic to talk about, and the only thing I really, watch regularly on YouTube is Flat Earth bullshit. But I'm the type that doesn't want to go over the same debunks over and over again. And Flat Earth really isn't new claims.
Sean, I don't think that you should get into debunking. I think you should do debunks, yes, but that's not what I'm saying. You have a voice that people will flock to. They will listen to you. Talk about anything. Talk about the news. Talk about what's going on. Give the rhetoric. You give some of the most intelligent and wise, criticism of everything. Okay, I value your criticism. That's what I'm saying. I would watch you just to hear what you're critiquing today, whether it's a positive critique or a negative critique or just a neutral critique. It doesn't matter. I would want to see that. You have that ability, Sean, and I would support you doing that as well. 100%.
Just for Mr. Troll there, nobody else can see your comments, and you've actually been hidden. I've actually turned down 2 offers for porn because I will not steep that low. I will actually be homeless rather than do a porn. Sorry, but that's like the lowest you can go for self-image.
Wait a second. You said you turned down 2 offers.
Mm-hmm.
Did I understand you correctly? So, people actually offered that to you?
Yeah, apparently there's a fetish group out there somewhere.
The
How
group
did
is
they get a hold of you?
You can find a fetish
Well-
group for everything.
Yeah, Rule 34, man.
I believe it now. After trying to look up shit that I didn't think there would be an internet article / media, some kind of media presentation of, it's impossible. Look up raccoon farts. It's there. There's somebody who actively walks around a raccoon with a camera to catch it farting. I'm sure.
Okay,
I
let's
can
see.
hear you, Gio. You're rage typing it. Shall we spell
He's
raccoon for
looking
you
it up.
properly?
Now I know how to spell raccoon. First thing I find is a YouTube video.
I love it. Roll 34, bitch. It's there.
Wow.
There's raccoon farts, I'm sure.
Why?
Somebody is that fucking bored with life, and find your fucking pleasure however you find it. I make
Okay, I
YouTube
just came up
videos.
with the conclusion that humanity is just garbage. Is that possible?
Oh yeah, it's
Just now?
probable, not possible, probable.
It's taking you how long to realize that?
People are testing Rule 34. Somebody just looked up raccoon farts.
Let's just say, Jared, that I am an optimist in that regard.
Guys, raccoon farts was something that just came up in my mind just now. That's how ridiculous that is. I've never looked up raccoon farts for pleasure, you know? But Rule 34 exists,
Yes.
guys. It's real. It's as real as Murphy's Law. I'm here having conversations about Shawn's pornography opportunities. I don't know how
Hey,
we
I've
got
only
on
had
that, but
2.
that's 2 more than me. I'm fucking jealous. No one has ever come to me and said, "Hey, you want to be in a porn?" I always have to ask them.
That's because there's enough meth involved in porn already.
Ha! Oh man, then I get it from my own friends. Wow, look at that, it's so great.
Apparently, that's the only thing
So
you're
you could
getting.
just-
Ooh.
Does porn need a commentator? Because you could just do that, Sean.
Well, see, if they offered that to me, I'd think about it. You know, if they needed a narrator.
Well, have a practice now. Pretend you're describing an interaction between 2 porn actors.
No. No.
Okay,
Just no.
what do Shawn Hufford and a porn actress have in common?
Cross-eyes.
both-
Porn actress, porn stuffer.
They're
and
both
a porn
struggling
actress
to
having
pay
a
their
go.
rents.
No.
Hey.
Oh. Leave it to you, Gio. So, looking at everything big picture, and with the difficulty that Shawn has had in trying to gain employment in the area he is currently at, we have actually come up with a figure that would allow Shawn to relocate and to a place where he already has an outstanding job offer, just has to go through the rest of the screening process and physically get down there. That is the upper echelon that we would hit, which is, get ready guys, because this is quite the number, but it's 10,000 US.
And there's actually a very legitimate reason for that. Just to explain, where I live now, when you break a lease, you have to pay the remainder of said lease. So I'm at 10 months left on my lease. So that would be 10 months of rent I would have to pay to not get sued. That's why it's a big number. Yeah, I could still ditch out and wait for the court papers to come in for violating the lease, where they're going to put me through a collection agency and I'd not make money for however long I'm working where I have the job.
Do y'all not have renters' rights or renters' protection rules there? There's like
Not
laws
very
that are
many of 'em.
designed. Yeah, but there's laws that are designed for this. Like most, and it would be interesting to know that a state or a county doesn't like look out for people who fall upon hard times that can't pay rent, that don't need to be sued for 10 months worth of rent when they could just usually pay a 60 days to get out of it.
Shawn, go ahead and give the rest of the plan with the goals, reveals, and everything. That way the audience knows what extra benefit they would be getting other than just helping you out and get to a better situation to where we won't have to worry about this.
Oh, okay. When I was down in Florida for that rocket launch where I didn't get hardly anything, I actually got a chance to talk to Red's manager. I actually have a outstanding job offer, and she's already met me, so the whole gynecomastia thing's is a non-issue. So I've got a job down there. It's just the point of getting down there, establishing a place to stay, which there's actually a plan in the background going on with that already. But it's the fact that I need to break the lease here, get moved down there without getting my ass dragged through court. And that's pretty much it.
But even if they drag you through court, and if they do that, that's fine. It's money you're going to have to pay anyway, right?
Right.
I mean,
dragging through court, it's not just that. If they drag him through court and he's already in the process or has relocated to Florida, there's also the additional cost that way. That's why if it's all going to be paid out anyways, rather than let it get to court, just getting it taken care of and out of the way, and that way it's not anything to be worried about, would be ideal and in the long run save more money. Unless you can get a lawyer who thinks that he can win.
It'll save money, time, and credit score, which I really can't take a hit to that at all.
Yeah, but so with that, the 10 grand right now, the way it is, the face reveal for Red with him in his full glory in a bikini of your color choosing.
Oh
10
God,
grand.
no! Oh wow!
Ow.
A bikini?
My
Oh,
brain
fuck.
actually just broke when I was trying to, when you said that and the image popped into my head, it just stopped my brain. You can't do that to people.
I've never done
We've got this idea for tiers because composite pictures aren't real according to flat earthers. So what the idea was we kicked around yesterday afternoon was for every $1,000, we'll start with his feet and keep taking pictures higher and higher up until you've got a full body shot of Red, face and all, at $10,000. You just have to composite all the pictures together.
You know that you cannot do this, Shawn, right?
I can't.
You can't
I'm pretty sure it's against the Geneva
you cannot
Convention.
expose the world to Redrick's face. That's just cruel.
No,
More than 3 pigs will
There
die.
had to have been.
So not just the tier of going different body parts along the way. We also we have the approval of another member of the committee to make a calendar. And at each benchmark between where we're at and the 10 grand would release another image for the calendar of Cheshire Vic.
Oh, for my image. Oh, go ahead. I'll tell you in a second. I got a beautiful image in my head for what
Here's
I'm going to do.
the catch. As we go along, people who have donated get the pictures. Once the entire set is completed and the calendar portion of it is ready and is good for release, it's not just the people who would get it. It would be public to everyone.